Now, there's a couple of hip-hop related events that has happened throughout this past week that I think we need to talk about. But before we get into the video, make sure to follow me on Instagram where I do regular live streams, and definitely go follow me on Twitter as well. It's on the screen right now. But let's take a look at the first topic of this video that I want to talk about, and that involves Tekashi69. So if you haven't been living under a rock, the other day Tekashi69 was at the Breakfast Club and the interview was interesting to say the least. I think this might be one of the most entertaining interviews that I've watched in a while. And that's not because the interview itself was funny or anything like that. I just thought the dynamic and tension between Tekashi69 and Charlamagne Tha God was one of the best things about the interview. But one thing Charlamagne Tha God touched upon in the interview and brought up heavily was that Tekashi69 is looking for trouble. He's purposely searching for that negative energy and he is gonna get it. And if you saw the interview, then you know that 6ix9ine had one answer and one answer only for Charlamagne Tha God, and that was test my gangsta, and test my gangsta. Now, I'm not doubting the fact that Tekashi69 could be the gangsta that he always keeps on talking about in his music, in interviews, and on social media. It's very clear to me that Tekashi69 is living a very different lifestyle from most rappers because, believe it or not, most rappers nowadays aren't going around saying that they are about that life because they know what's gonna happen to them if they do. The real ones who are actually about that life are gonna pull up to them, and even worse, they might fire some shots. But there was a situation in the past where Tekashi69 got threatened by a OG gang member from LA. He got attacked by goons while he was on stage performing in Minnesota, and then he was gonna perform at a festival a couple weeks back, but he couldn't because there was a gang of people waiting for him, and of course they were about that action, if you know what I mean. Now, these are only some recent events that a lot of people have been talking about, but trust me, there's way more, and I think you know that. But I'm sitting here kind of analyzing Tekashi's entire come up in the rap game, and to be honest, it seems like he's been one of the most hated rappers, but despite the negativity that has been thrown at him, he's for some reason still been prospering a lot. We already know that he has a lot of tracks that have been nothing but highly successful, and a lot of people have been supporting them. In terms of new rappers and relevancy, he's probably one of the most relevant ones at the moment. But I'm saying all of that to say this: despite the success Tekashi has been getting, honestly, I'm a little bit worried for what the future holds for him, considering there's a lot of negativity surrounding his name, and this is because he still has the confidence to stick his chest out and let people know, hey, I'm not backing down and I'm really about that action no matter what. What I'm gonna say about this entire situation is that yes, Tekashi69, I'm not doubting the fact that you are a real gangsta. I'm really not doubting the fact that you roll with people who literally are ride or die, but is the pride really worth getting hurt over? Don't get it twisted, because there's a lot of people who would rather see you fail or even worse, die, and you've even said it yourself. But at the same time, I can't do nothing but think that Tekashi69 is really in danger. And like Charlamagne Tha God said, you seem to be wanting that negative energy coming towards you because you want to show people that you really are about it. But is it even worth it? You're in a great position to feed your family with the kind of money you're getting right now from music, and not everyone is blessed enough to be in the position you're in. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I understand why 6ix9ine is wired the way he is, because think about it. There's only two reasons as to why he's doing what he's doing. Either number one, he's seen a lot of shit and he's a wounded human being emotionally, and the only thing he turned to when he was at a low point in his life was the gangsta life because it made him feel at home. It made him feel important, and that's why I think a lot of people do join gangs, because they feel like they don't have a sense of who they are. So when they join a gang, everybody makes them feel at ease because they appreciate them and give them the kind of love they missed out on from their family. Now, that's reason number one, which I personally believe is the biggest reason as to why most people join gangs. By the way, don't quote me on what I just said. I don't have any statistics or any facts to back it up. This is kind of what I came up with myself as my own interpretation of this entire situation, just to clear that up. Now, those are my thoughts surrounding the Tekashi69 controversy, but let's move on to the next topic that I want to talk about in this video, and that is Denzel Curry has officially quit rapping. Not really, but let me explain. So the other day, Denzel Curry went on social media and said a couple things that confused a lot of his fans, and even I got a lot of messages on my Instagram about the situation, and people were just confused. So this is what Denzel posted on his IG story. I'm sorry everyone, I know I always delete my posts and I go through my moods with making music and trying to talk to each and every one of you. The truth is, I feel weird about a lot of things and I'm trying to give people answers and solutions when I'm still learning myself. I always focus on the negative when I shouldn't. My biggest fear is not letting myself and my fans and my family down. I know you guys only want me to release music and you will receive it, but as of now, I'm not messing with anything at the moment. Blogs don't mean shit when nobody reads. Friends don't mean shit if none of them real. Life don't mean shit if your purpose is not fulfilled. And on that note, I love you you goodbye. Now, a lot of people might take this as Denzel Curry quitting rap. Matter of fact, a lot of people did think that this was a goodbye message to his fans. And if I'm gonna give my thoughts on this entire situation, I'm gonna have to say that this is nothing more than a phase for Denzel. Clearly, there's something that he's personally going through behind the scenes that might be frustrating him and pulling him out of his creative space. Keep in mind, we're talking about an artist here, and they do go through a lot of bullshit that none of us have no clue about. But I want to look at what Denzel Curry really said in one of the posts, and he said, "It's like I always get overlooked for some reason," and that kind of reminds me of the whole topic of why is hip-hop sleeping on Denzel Curry, which is a video that I made about him back in August 2017, and no lie, that video kind of started an entire wave of people coming together and rooting for Denzel, saying that they feel like he's very much underrated. But really, is Denzel Curry quitting rap? And to that, I'm gonna have to say absolutely not. If you know anything about him, then you know that he's not the type of artist who just quits and gives up when things get hard. And I think he knows that he has a lot of support from most hip-hop fans, because to be quite honest, I've always felt like Denzel Curry is one of those artists who's always stuck to his roots and his sound no matter what. He's never compromised his music in hopes of getting to the next level. He's always kept his lyricism up to par with how lyrical he actually is, and he's constantly been getting better and better track after track. But what I personally think could be triggering Denzel Curry in this situation is the fact that he's probably analyzing where hip-hop is right now and what's really popping right now. Maybe he feels like he doesn't fit in with the current trend of rappers who are blowing up, because let's be real here, Denzel Curry is so far from what's quote-unquote popping at the moment. But does that mean that he has to switch up his style in order to get attention from the mainstream? I really don't think so. I feel like he's already owning a lane in hip-hop that not many artists can be placed in, because if you think about it, there's not a lot of rappers in hip-hop right now who sound like Denzel Curry at all. And a relevant discussion to bring up here is that I remember when Denzel Curry released his latest project, which was the 13 EP, there were a lot of people who came out the corner saying that Denzel Curry sounded like X on that project, which really blows my mind, because I still can't believe that people don't know that Denzel Curry has been rapping that exact way for at least 5 years now, which means he's been out way before X. And fun fact, him and X actually used to live together, and this is something he himself has spoken about. But it's clear to me that Denzel Curry has been the captain of that specific sound in rap right now. But I'm saying all of that to say this: Denzel Curry, there's a lot of people who do appreciate your music and do appreciate you as a person. If it counts for anything, just know that all of my 170,000 subscribers do like and support you, because I haven't seen one of them who genuinely dislike your music. And then Denzel Curry, let me address what you said about blogs don't mean shit when nobody reads. And clearly here you're talking about the fact that blogs do actually write about you, and it doesn't even matter if they write about me because nobody reads blogs anymore, so why does it even matter? And I really do see where you're coming from, but to that, Denzel, I'm gonna have to say this. So I'm not a blog, but I'm a person who runs a YouTube channel that, let me just flex for a second and talk my shit, that gets 1,000 times more views, interaction, and clicks than any other music blog out there. Not channel, because the melon is still on top, I'm talking about blogs. And I'm gonna keep on covering you because that's what I do. I talk about artists who I feel like are important for the culture, and you're easily one of those people. Denzel Curry, just keep your head up and realize that there's a lot of love for you out here, and I can't wait till you get your mind right and you do drop some good music, because that's what we need right now. And to be honest, I'm really tired of all that mumble rap anyway, so please, Denzel Curry, give us some real bars and some real music for once. Now, that's what I personally think about this entire situation regarding Denzel Curry. Now, let's move on to the next topic, which is about Lil Pump. By the way, I realized that in the middle of recording this commentary, there's another topic I do want to bring up after I talk about Lil Pump. I'm only telling you this so you don't leave the video after the Lil Pump topic is done, because I did say in the beginning of this video I was only gonna talk about 3 topics. So just make sure to stick all the way till the end of this video, and now you know that, so let's keep talking. Now, a couple days ago, Lil Pump posted a very interesting Instagram story that sparked a lot of people's attention, and this is what he said: "I'm going through it right now, everybody's turning fake, and I'm starting to notice a lot of shit. Even people that's close to me doing weird stuff. I don't know what to do sometimes. This rap shit comes with a lot of bullshit." Now, this is kind of surprising, since you would think of all people Lil Pump is showing a vulnerable side to the world. We do kind of get blinded by Lil Pump's reckless persona of shooting guns out of the car and screaming "Ashkada," and then we kind of forget that he is a young guy who got thrown in the rap industry and became one of the biggest new rappers within a year. And there's a lot of stress that comes with that. But a lot of people were screaming Illuminati, Lil Pump is getting taken by the devil, it's really happening, although I'm sure that's a big possibility, because I do believe that there's someone else or something else that's calling the shots in the rap industry that's way bigger than just a label. But this time, I think this has to do more with the types of people he's surrounding himself with. I mean, at this point, who doesn't want to be Lil Pump's friend? People in the industry might look at him as nothing but a tool to get what they want, and that in itself attracts a lot of weird individuals with some weird agendas. Now, my personal advice to Lil Pump, you might want to take a step back and look if everyone around you is genuinely there for you as a person or there because they want something out of the character Lil Pump. And that's something every successful person has to do in their journey if you don't want this to happen to you. Now, let's talk about the last topic that isn't necessarily a topic like the ones that I talked about in this video, because I want to end this video on a very positive note. But I want to talk about Big Sean. So the other day, Big Sean actually turned 30 years old, and I want to say congratulations to him. But one thing that he did on his Instagram was post a couple of videos where he was reminiscing on the past and talking about the lessons he's learned up until the point of entering this new chapter in his life, which was 30 years old. So I want to play a couple of clips from what Big Sean said, and then I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
I'm turning 30, and I don't regret nothing I ever been through in life. You know, everything made me who I am, period. You know, I get caught up in trying to be that boss and take care of everybody around me, take care of my family. You know, but I realized if I would have treated myself, if I would have taken a little bit better care of myself, then I would have been more efficient at everything I was doing. But one of my homies shot himself in the head last week and did some other horrific things I don't want to talk about, but nobody knew what he was going through. If I got a mental illness or anybody around us, we got to speak up because those are our problems. You know what I mean? And one of the things I've been trying to practice a little bit more of is togetherness. You feel me? Because we don't live in separate universes or bubbles or anything, dog. We in one place together. So going into this next chapter of my life, you know what I mean, with music or anything I do, like I'm only putting my energy into things I love, things I believe in, things that give it back to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna cut down on the unnecessary. So all my bros out there, all my sis out there, just put your energy into things you love and believe in. That's it. And remember, whatever you're going through, you're not alone. You know, you gotta get yourself right, but also remember, we in this together.
I'm talking about this because I think we need more of this in the hip-hop culture. This right here isn't something that's newsworthy, and best believe that the media isn't gonna talk about Big Sean's very inspiring words to the world because it's not shocking enough. There's not enough drama in what Big Sean said. If this was a situation where Big Sean recorded a video just like that, but instead of encouraging people and sharing his knowledge, he came out and said that he hates Jhené Aiko and she cheated on him and she broke his heart, you already know what would happen. Everybody would be talking about it because it's drama. And I'm not blaming anybody for liking drama because best believe me, I do love me some drama also, trust me. But I've even spoken about this on Twitter before. I just feel like at times we kind of entertain the negativity a little bit too much. And I'm bringing this up because I feel like we can do better, and from time to time it's good to focus on a positive side of the culture, kind of like this inspirational talk Big Sean had. I mean, who's really making the rules that something like this can't really be newsworthy? You tell me. But what do you personally think about all these 4 topics that I talked about in this video? Definitely let me know in the comment section below, and of course follow me on my Instagram and follow me on my Twitter. It's on the screen right now. I will do a couple of live streams on my IG throughout the week, so don't hesitate on following me over there, and definitely send me a message because most of the time I do actually respond. But anyway, let's have a discussion about all these topics in the comment section below. But as always, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This channel is all about bringing together people like you who enjoy music and start a discussion on different topics like this. And of course, like the video if you enjoyed it, follow me on all my social media accounts. It's on the screen, and I'm out.